Thank you for watching this video on how to access and use the JFK shared drive on Microsoft OneDrive. To begin, I'm going to show you how to access it using a web browser. In this case, I've chosen Google Chrome, and you could just log into your email on Chrome, and I know I sent out a link with the shared drive link, and you can click on it. It'll open up in another tab. And here's the shared drive. Another thing that you can do too is you can make sure that you're signed into Chrome. You'll know if you're signed into Chrome or not because you'll see your name up here in the upper right hand corner. If you're not signed in, you'll see just a generic looking picture of a person. You can click on that, sign into Chrome, and then you should get your bookmarks down here, and you'll see one that says either Managed Bookmarks or SPS Bookmarks. And you can click on it and you can say JFK shared drive, and it'll take you right there. Also, if you're not seeing the bookmark bar here, you can click on this here, go to bookmarks, and then say show bookmark bar. Also, my drop-down menu there's an exclamation point there, but you may also see 3 dots there. So there's a lot of different ways that this can look when you're trying to access it. The actual mechanics of using OneDrive are pretty straightforward. If we go to New, we can create a new folder, new Word or Excel document. If you have an existing one on your desktop, you can upload it. You can upload a whole folder or just a single file or a group of files. And then we have these 3 dots here, and it has some other functions that you can do. And depending on what you're clicked on, the options change. So like if I'm clicked on a folder here, notice I can move it, I can copy it, I can rename it. So I'm pretty confident that if you just play around with it a little bit, you'll be able to find all the things that you need to do. OneDrive Online is fully integrated with the Microsoft Office desktop apps. You have to be signed into Microsoft Office on your desktop apps though. So I'm going to go to Finder, Applications, and open up any one of the Microsoft Office desktop apps. In this case, I'm going to choose Microsoft Word. And if you're not signed in, you'll see it'll say sign in here. If you are signed in, it'll say your name. So if you're not signed in, click sign in. And go ahead and sign in. Yes, I sometimes mistype my password too, especially when people are watching me. And then if I go to a document online, a Word document, I have one here in temp that I created, a test one. If I click on it, it'll open it up with the online version, with Word Online. But if I want to edit it in Word, I can click this here, and I can say Open Microsoft Word. And it'll open it up, and now I can edit this document. And it's different from the online version because I do have to actually say save. And I can close it. And then it opens this up by default. I can say resume editing here. And now notice there's that stuff that I wrote on the online version. So you can switch back and forth between the desktop apps and the online version. There are a few quirks with OneDrive. If I go back to here and I open up my test Excel document, if you're opening up an existing Excel document, it starts off in read-only mode. So notice I can't, if I try to type on it, I get this thing that says read-only, and I click Edit Workbook. I could have also clicked on this here. So I could click on Edit Workbook, or before I even start trying to type on it, I can click on this here and I can say edit in Excel, and it will open up Excel, and I can edit it in there, or I could say edit in browser. If you don't want to use OneDrive online and want to just use the desktop apps exclusively, then you could have to add a link to the shared drive in Microsoft Word and Excel and PowerPoint, or whichever ones you want to use. First thing you'll need to do that is get the link to the shared drive. So I'm going to go back to my mail, and I'm going to copy the link, and then I'm going to open up Microsoft Word, click on Open, click on SharePoint, click on Add a Place, click SharePoint, and then I'm going to paste that link in there and click Next. Now you see I have JFK shares, and if I click on this, here we have the shared drive. Another one of the quirks of this is if you add a SharePoint to one Office program, you're not necessarily going to see it in another one. So if I come back here to Excel, notice I'm not even signed in to Excel. That's another point I want to make too, is that you may have to sign into these separately. And then same procedure. If I go to Open and SharePoints, notice JFK shared drive is not there. I would have to add it for Excel too. Another quirk about OneDrive is we can't delete folders if they're full of files or other folders. I'm going to go back to Chrome and go to this here, and if I go into Temp, I created a folder here called Trash Me. And if I open it up, notice there's something else in there already. So I'm going to go to Temp, I'm going to click on this here, and if I click on this and say Delete, it's going to say you have to delete all the items in this folder because you can't delete the folder. So I could go into here, click on this file, and then go to Delete, and then I could come back here and I could click on this and hit delete. And that's fine if you have a folder, if you're trashing a folder with just a few things in it. But if you're trashing a folder that has a lot of stuff in it, then what you can do is, instead of trying to delete it, check on that there, say Move To, click on JFK Shares, and I created a folder here called Trash. So just move it into Trash. And I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to write a script that probably once every minute will clear out anything that you put in here. So if you move something to the trash folder, then a minute later you should see it disappear. One type of document that is going to be difficult to use on this shared drive is Smart Notebook documents, because there's no online version of Smart Notebook that we can edit, that we can open up from OneDrive. For example, I'm going to go to JFK Shares, Departments. I think the English department had some in literacy. So here's some notebook documents. If I click them, nothing's going to happen, but it'll prompt me to download it. So I could, for example, put it in my documents or my desktop folder, say save, and then I could open it up from here, and then I can come back, and then I could upload it again. I could go to File, and then go to wherever I downloaded it, click on it, and upload it again.